Hi guys, Asmo here, and in this video I'm gonna talk all about blueprints. I'm gonna answer all of the questions I've been getting about how to source your blueprints, which rooms to reveal and which rewards are worth running, what is the profitability of them, when to split them, and how to run them. I'm also gonna demonstrate running through this blueprint, so you're gonna see everything throughout the entire process of running a blueprint. I've been running Heist for many leagues now. I have this pretty optimized. All of this comes from experience, but there is formula to some of these things that I'm gonna talk about, which I'm gonna also share whenever the relevant part comes up. This league, it took me about 4 days to get my mage blood through Heist. It is very profitable. If I sit down for an entire day and just do Heist, I'm gonna make anywhere between 50 to 100 divines, and so it's definitely worth doing. And a lot of people before the league thought that the league mechanic is getting nerfed, but it actually got a little bit buffed. There are a few things that changed that make this actually more profitable than it used to be, and I'm going to mention that as well whenever we get to that part. So first, let's talk about how to get your blueprints. You can get them two ways. You can either buy them from the trade or TFT, or you can farm them yourself. I vastly prefer farming them myself, because when I farm them myself, I get the good ones. I get the ones that have a lot of good rewards, which is actually how you want to run them. You want to run the ones that have a lot of good rewards. I get the ones that are fully revealed, and then the garbage that I sort through and I discard, that's what I sell on TFT. So whenever you're buying stuff on TFT, there's like 50-50 chance that you're actually going to be buying other people's garbage that they discarded. So I definitely recommend farming them yourself. Farming them is also just valuable, right? It's also a profitable strategy to do that. So you're not really losing money. You're investing the time, but you're getting a lot of currency for doing that. Definitely worth doing. Then you want to look at the rewards, right? So a few things to keep in mind. First of all, I'm going to try to address some things that I think are not obvious to people, right? So for example, the 3-wing blueprints are actually, if you farm them yourself, more valuable than the 4-wing blueprints. And why is that? Every single time you reveal a wing, or whenever you reveal a room, the cost of revealing further wings and further rooms increases by a percentage. So if you're running something that has only 3 wings, then you're going to be able to reveal the rewards without paying that extra cost. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can split them. So you can use fracturing fossils in order to, which is going to be cheaper than the beast splitting, in order to basically duplicate a blueprint. So whenever you have particularly juicy ones, you can duplicate them. The way you calculate whether it's worth doing that is basically you decide how much would you pay for that blueprint, right? So how much, if someone were to sell you that blueprint with these specific rewards, how much would you pay for it? And what you do is you basically get the price of the split beast or the fractured fossil and consider that, right? There's also more convoluted formula for doing that. You can check out my Discord, and in the main POE channel, there is a pinned message that shows you exactly how to calculate whether it's profitable to split or not. I do this mostly based on my experience and knowing how profitable everything is from just like running hundreds and hundreds of them. So now let's talk about the rewards. Which rewards are the best? You might be surprised about some of these things. Everybody thinks that basically you just only reveal the rooms that have divination cards and maybe the currency, especially if you have the good trinket. I don't have the divine trinket yet because I was prioritizing other things first. I have a trinket that simply has chance to duplicate basic currency, 15% alteration to chaos conversion, and chance for extra divination cards, which has given me some really good stuff, but the best trinket is chaos to divine conversion. When you have that, the value of the currency rooms increases, and basically they jump up to being S tier as well. But before that, the S tier room is actually the maps. The maps can give you guardian maps for shaper and elder, conqueror maps, it can give you sextants, and it can also duplicate all of that, especially if you're running a brooch with map duplication, which you should have on the NPCs, on the rogues that are assigned to this job, right? So you can see here we have heist chests have 14% chance to duplicate contained maps, because maps are related to the engineering job, right? The engineering job will have maps in them. So that's the S tier room. This is something that you want to definitely count as a good room, right? Then we have the divination cards and currency. Those are like the A tier or tier 1 or whatever, like the good ones. And then together with them, this league, a new addition is also the ultimatum. The metamorph rooms were not good enough to reveal. However, because of the nerf to the amount of catalysts that people get from all the other sources, this is actually a really good source of catalyst, and you're gonna get your money's worth for revealing these rooms, and it's actually gonna be pretty much on par with the currency and the stack decks. You get a lot of catalysts, and you get the valuable ones decently often to justify doing that. It's actually very, very surprising, but it's actually pretty strong. Another room that you wanna run and you wanna open when it's revealed, but not necessarily invest in opening it unless that blueprint doesn't really have anything else to reveal and you're not paying much for it, is the gems. Gems give you stacks of GCPs. You can get like eight GCPs in a stack out of them pretty often, and you also get quality gems which sell for like 19 chaos, right? Like easily 20 chaos you can get for a lot of these gems that you're dropping from them. So it's definitely valuable. The change to the ability to flip your skill gems into gems with quality actually made it so a lot of these gems are now sellable. So you get much more currency from that. And I think Heist is probably the single best source of quality gems in the entire game. It's not the altars, it's not anything else. It's definitely the blueprints and the contracts with the gems. You get a huge amount. I just get hundreds and hundreds of the gems, right? If I'm opening this, and a lot of them are selling. I made a lot of divines selling gems. So the main rooms that you want to consider when I count blueprints, I basically see how many good rooms I have. And so this one would have the 3 map ones, the 2 ultimatums, so that gives me 5, then the 6 currency, that gives me 11, and then also the 3 diff cards, that gives me 14. So at 14, I would consider splitting this. Basically, I'm splitting right now everything that is above 12. If it's above 12, I'm splitting it. If it's above 10, I'm just running it regular. If it's below 10, I'm not running it, right? Unless I'm like really, I have like huge amount of reveals and I need to run some extra blueprints and I don't have blueprints, then I would do that. But if you're splitting enough of them, you're never gonna run out of blueprints. So that's what I consider. So this is like a 14 reward blueprint. Very, very good to run, very good to split. So how do we go about revealing this? I'm just basically gonna go into Wakano and show you how I reveal them. What I do is let me see. This is the one, or I have something else here. This is here. Okay, something with really good rewards as well. All right, so this one, what do we do first? We reveal the wings, right? So you go to Gianna. I had like hundreds and hundreds of reveals, but I revealed so many blueprints. We revealed the wings first. So you reveal 3 wings first with Gianna. Then you go to Wakano, and then you start revealing the good stuff. So you reveal the currency, you reveal here the ultimatum, you reveal here the ultimatum, currency, and then you swap back to Gianna if you have 4 wings, and the 4th wing you reveal also with Gianna. This is gonna make it so that the proportion of Gianna to Wakano is gonna stay exactly the same if you are self-farming contracts and running enchanted contracts, which means you're gonna be getting like way more reveals, more Gianna reveals and so on. If you're doing that, the proportion is gonna work perfectly so that you're roughly running out of the Wakano and Gianna reveals at the exact same time, and you're maximizing the discount that you can get from Gianna, because the later rooms, as you can see right now, the rooms will cost more to reveal, right? Actually, this one with Gianna is like 1,000, but with Wakano it's like 2,000, right? But in the beginning, when you don't have wings revealed, or when you reveal the wings and you don't have a lot of the rooms revealed, it costs much less. So that's why the first 3 wings we reveal with Wakano, and the 4th one with Gianna. And basically, on and off, if you're like running out of Gianna, then stop revealing smaller rooms with Gianna and only reveal wings with her, but you should be fine doing it this way. So, okay, you've revealed all of the rewards, right? Now you have everything revealed. How do you go about now assigning the rogues? So we go to the planning table, and this is basically my priority, right? So my priority is to have Karst, Nanette, and Vindiri if I can, right? But the other rogues are also good. So for example, in this situation, if I had a choice between Gianna and Niles, I would pick Niles, right? For Niles, I have +1 items. I can show you what +1 items I have. I have +1 item for Karst. I have +1 for Niles. Actually, I have +1 for Hack. I have +1 for Tibbs. Wait, do I have +1 on every single one? I think I actually do, except for Isla, right? Yeah, Isla is the only one you don't care about +1. So every single rogue can benefit actually from +1, especially if you like care about getting some XP, right? If you care about getting XP, then you're gonna get Hack instead of Isla in this, right? So we need, I think, job level 4 in this, so I can run this with Hack only because I have the +1 on him. So again, from the start, we're prioritizing Karst, Nanette, and Vindiri, right? So if I didn't have anybody assigned here, I would first pick Vindiri. Then here I would probably like go Karst, and then I would be like, oh shit, I can get Karst here, or Tulina. Tulina is also good, so I'm just gonna get Karst here and then at here, right? Basically, what you're looking for is maximum reduction of raising of alert. So for Karst, this is 45. For Nanette, it's 23. And for Tulina, it's 16, right? She also gives you a chance to find like extra targets, but she gives you less reveal. Another really, really good rogue to run is also Tibbs. Tibbs can open 2 chests after the lockdown, which is very valuable. And then the other one that we have is Niles, who can open 1 chest after the lockdown. And these can be the big room chests as well. So definitely keep that in mind when you're running these rogues with you. This is maybe something that I cannot demonstrate here, but I can swap one of the rogues. Let's see. Can we swap for this here? Yeah, we'll swap to this guy just so I can show you. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Where do we have this guy? Yeah, here. So I'll swap to this guy just so I can show you how I do this maybe. So you pick all of the rogues, you confirm the plans. Now we have the plans confirmed and we're ready to run the blueprint. But first we also roll it. The way I roll the blueprints is basically I have a regex and I roll all of them in my stash. So I have basically like a bunch of them here and I roll them. I make sure that there is nothing that will brick my build. So that depends really on what build you're running. You're more concerned with the offensive mods than with the defensive mods. If there are mods that make it so that you are squishier or monsters do more damage, then avoid those. But if there are monsters that make the mods that make the monsters tanky, then you don't really care, because you don't care if it takes you longer to kill them or if you don't kill them. That's fine. The important part is that you don't die. I'm immune to curses. I don't have less energy shield recovered. I don't recover my energy shield. Monster have chance to poison, impale, and bleed. I have very high chaos res. Players have less armor. I have a lot of different sources of physical mitigation, and I don't have block. So this is perfect. The thing you're looking for when you're rolling them is the alert level reduction. Especially early on when you don't have really good gear, you want to make sure that you get this alert level reduction to a really high level. When I have like a really juicy blueprint where it has like 15 rewards or whatever, and I specifically see the wings and I see that the wings have like a lot of rewards in a single wing, right? If I open this one has like, okay, this one has like 3, this one has 3, this one has 3, this one has 5, right? But if it had like every single room, let's say these 2 rooms were also like divination cards, right? And I want to open every single thing, then I want to very aggressively roll this to like 30% alert level reduction. And at this point I have really good gear on my rogues, so I can pretty much open every single chest in most of the blueprint wings. So let's go now open the blueprint, and I'm gonna show you how I run them and how it basically works for me. We're gonna see whatever we get in this. Who knows? This is a live recording. No, I didn't pre-record the pre-recording. I don't know what's gonna happen. So what I do is I start with the bottom left, right? I start with bottom left because I wanna go clockwise and I wanna remember exactly where I already went, right? So that's why I do this. I start with this one, and then we try to look at what rogues do I have first, right? So I see I have Nanette, I have this guy, so I don't have that much alert reduction. So I want to definitely be a little bit conservative. See, I do like animation cancel here, so I don't have to do wait for the long animation for the explosion. So I definitely see, okay, I don't have that much alert reduction. How many big rooms do I have to open? Okay, it's like 4 rooms or something, so a decent amount. So I definitely want to chill a little bit on the smaller chests. If you have a lot of alert level reduction based on the rogues, then you can definitely open a lot more of the smaller chests. So I'm gonna open 1 small here. We're gonna go in here, and I'm like almost halfway through my alert already, because this is a pretty shitty set of rogues, but that's okay, because I'm gonna show you guys what you can do with that, because Tibbs is actually deceptively really good. So we're gonna open this, and then again, no other big rooms. Okay, so we just are gonna open the small thing, and then we also still have gems to get. So gems are very valuable. Definitely want to open that. You can open this ahead of time, or you can open this later. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna pick up another small one. Gonna open this. We can open another small one. And then we're gonna see what is the end reward. I'm playing Tornado Shot, Custom Crit, Ice Spear Deadeye with the new Ice Spear of Splitting. We got 18 Orbs of Regret. You definitely want to open saves as you're looking at stuff. And we're just going to get the stack decks and the dip. No big reward in this one. So we can open these chests, but I want to open the big ones. So this thing you can run through if you have good recovery or if you have... I don't actually know what type of damage these are. So we can open these and just open the next door. On these rogues, I don't have particularly good job speed, I think. Because hack, I used to have like a gear that was specialized into doing damage. And only recently I changed this gear to a little bit more job speed and stuff. So hack has pretty slow job speed in general. Okay, next wing. Here we got pretty good rogues. We got Nanette and we got Karth, which is great combo, like maximum reduction. And then we got Ayla for extra duration in the alert, you know, when you're triggering the alert. You can do 2 jobs at the same time as well. We're gonna open the big. It's really good to like open the big stuff and then see how much alert you're generating, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm totally chilling. This is like, I can open every single chest, including the small chest in this one. Definitely make sure you get like a comfy hotkey. Yeah, these chests also, they can drop exceptional gems. I dropped 2 Enlightens this league. Actually, no, 3 Enlightens this league. I dropped 3 Enlightens from the gem stuff this league. And 1 Empower, I think. We got some maps. We got some sextants. We got some T16 maps. We got some, is this like a corrupted 8 mod or something? We can open all of these small ones. Or can we? We're starting to run into like close to triggering the alert. Actually, there's a shit ton of small boxes. But there's a thing you can do. I'm gonna actually show you. Okay, let me actually show you, because this is something that you can do if you want to like maximize profit per blueprint. Okay, so we're just gonna open a lot of the stuff here, and then what you can do is you can actually either like YOLO it, and you can just open these boxes and then run to pick up the end reward, or you can go first and evaluate what is there. If you're still like not sure how much stuff costs, right, you can simply come here and evaluate this stuff, because sometimes you're gonna have like different shit like 6 links, you're gonna have a lot of different stuff. Trinkets, right, trinkets take a little bit to evaluate. Like in this case, we don't really have anything that is really valuable, right? So I wouldn't really take anything. Like this 6 link has regen, good res, low amount of life, so I definitely wouldn't worry too much about it at this stage of the league. Earlier on, you'd maybe sell this for a decent amount, but now it's not really very valuable. So what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna open these, and then I could run to pick up the end reward, or I can simply work my way backwards and open these small chests, right? And because we are rolling, the quantity of the area actually applies to the loot from these small chests, so you can find a good amount of stuff, right? You can go and like pick up like 8 stack decks or something from these small chests. And then when you're running backwards, it's very important to make sure that there are no minefields, right? Because if there are minefields and you are in the middle of one, you're gonna be completely just obliterated instantly, right? When the alert triggers and you are in the middle of running through the minefield. So after 2 wings usually is where my inventory is pretty full. So you can come out. It really depends on how much stuff you have. And I just basically dump this all into my stash. Everything goes to wherever the stash affinities are going, and if there is something that doesn't fit, then I just put it in my dump tab. And I do this in the currency tab because that's where I'm dropping also stack decks, which you definitely want to make sure that all of your stack decks are in the same place, because then people will be messaging you for 200 and you have like 100 of them in your currency tab and then 100 of them just scattered throughout other tabs. You definitely don't want to like have to search for them, right? So you want to just make sure that you're dropping all of them in the same place. Okay, we're picking up some currency. How many rooms do we have that are good in here? We got 2 more rooms. I think the last wing is the juicy one, as far as I remember. Okay, this guy has like a nasty fire ground degen. Okay, let's pick up all of these small boxes. I usually want to go to the back of the room in order for the rogues to quickly reveal this. Okay, bunch of stack decks, nice. Alright, so we got useless replica. Okay, so we got literally nothing here. I can either pick up some of the blessed orbs, or I can go pick up the small chest. I'm just gonna pick up the blessed orbs. The average reward, again, like I said, from the end target is gonna be roughly between 20 and 30 divines, but all of the time you're gonna have like nothing, right? You're gonna have like replicas that are worth 5 chaos. You're gonna have like 15 chaos there, or you're gonna have stuff like that. But then you're gonna have stuff that's also much more valuable, right? That you're gonna get like multiple divines for. All right, this is a very, very juicy room, and we have some decent rogues in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decent rooms. Jewelry is something that I don't really open unless I have like guaranteed duplication in contracts or something like that. But you can see we get a bunch of sextants, get a bunch of maps, and we get all of duplication on all of this stuff as well. We got duplication on Conqueror maps, so that's they're worth like what, 30 something chaos. So that's like 70 chaos because they're like 35 chaos or something. So 70 C from that one box, from just those maps. But we also dropped a couple of T16s and some sextants from that, so that's why these are so powerful and so profitable. Because it takes very little time to open them. Bunch of raw chaos, lots of bubblegum currency that usually I sell for just bulk, right? Just for divines. Okay, we're gonna open the big one next. So we're running out of alert. Alright, and now we're just going to the end. Got Karui Ward. This dagger. This league is next league is gonna be more expensive, but this league is pretty cheap because you can already get like poison from tincture, right? But it would allow you to use different Wildwood Ascendancy. If you wanted to not use tincture, you can still use these daggers. Guys, please use these daggers. I wanna have more things that are very valuable at the end and exciting to find. There is a bunch, but yeah. Rogue gear also is something that really sells for other heist runners. And that's basically it. We got the full blueprint, and when you have done all of the wings, the portal is gonna disappear when you come out, and you're basically done with it. It loads for ages because everybody's using crazy MTX. And there's so many people here. Okay, I'm actually gonna go into my hideout because this is just ridiculous. And the game is just glitching. So there's a ton of currency that we have here. We got these Conqueror maps, we got lots of different stuff. Just put this incubator, whatever. Tons of stack decks and so on. And then the rest I just drop into a dump tab. And that's it. That's how I run the blueprints. If you have any other questions related to blueprints, if anything from the video was not clear, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.